Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report, second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update, and I hope you're having a great day so far. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. That way you'll never miss all the newest and most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check updates. And let's get this video to 5,000 likes if you think that Congress must pass more stimulus relief. My message to the American government is to prioritize helping the American people. A stimulus bill and stimulus payments must be approved. If you agree, then leave a comment down below saying I agree.
Workers who have lost their jobs and their income, people who are by the millions behind in their rent and are afraid of being evicted, afraid of losing their homes, people who have lost their health insurance, unable to go to a doctor in the midst of a terrible pandemic, feed their kids. I know in Vermont and all over this country, there are lines of automobiles, cars of people who would never receive governmental help in line for emergency bags of groceries. The other features provided a $600 supplement to unemployment benefits for 4 months and $1,200 direct payments for every working class adult in this country, plus $500 for their children. And here is the truth, is that program, that CARE program, saved lives, must act. We cannot leave here to go home to our families for the Christmas holidays while other families throughout this country by the millions are wondering how they're going to pay the rent.
And working people should be first to get relief, not last. Their interests, their needs should be first on our to-do list, not last. Now, I've heard some of my colleagues say we should begin with the working people of this country. And that's why the legislation that Senator Sanders and I are introducing, which I believe every senator voted for in March. It's simple legislation, $1,200 for each individual, $2,400 for a couple, and $500 for every dependent. Congress passed this in March, fielding call after call after call from friends, from people I didn't know in my state but whom I represent, and called me to say, first of all, is it really true? Are we actually going to be getting this support? And then just to say, thank you, and shut down your business. If it's going to tell you to go home for health reasons, if it's going to give you no choice in the matter, I think that there is an obligation to support and help the people who are affected through no fault of their own. Let's be clear.
In meat processing plants have been treated absolutely shamefully. Amazon, I think workers at Amazon have developed some 20,000 cases of COVID. We don't know how many have died. What we need to do is to tell corporations that they have got to, I have real concerns about this bill or this proposal, which we have not quite seen yet, to be honest with you, because it does not address the economic crisis facing tens of millions of families in this country. We are right now in the worst economic shape since the Great Depression. And this proposal does not include that $1,200 direct payment per individual and $500 for kids.
And thinks the bill should be vetoed if it doesn't include it. I wasn't aware that Josh Hawley was in favor of direct payments. Are there enough Republicans on your side on this, on the direct payment part of this?
Right now, Jay, as you well know, I mean, we got half of our people living paycheck to paycheck. Something like 20% of our population now is either unemployed or earning less than $20,000 a year. People are facing eviction. Hunger is at a higher level today than any time in recent history. So I believe a $1.8 trillion bill, including these $1,200 direct payments. This is something that Trump has already supported. What we need is a compromise. Facing working people since the Great Depression. I mean, we're talking about millions of people who have lost their jobs and their income. We're talking about tens of millions of people who face eviction. We're talking about half our population living paycheck to paycheck. It's like 350 billion. Democrats have demanded over $2 trillion. What this bill does not do, I think when pushed, for whatever reason, Donald Trump will in fact end up supporting a $1,200 direct payment for working class people in this country. And I think you're right. We have some Republican support, and you have, I think, at the end of the day, an overwhelming majority of Democratic senators who want to do this economy, whether the United States government should be providing direct assistance, as we did a number of months ago in the CARES Act. I think there would be overwhelming support for that, and I think that is what we have got to do. But let me just say this, I find it amusing, having been in Congress for a few years, that when the government wants money for war, there's trillions of dollars available. You want tax breaks for billionaires? We got $1 trillion for the 1%. They're understanding that we have got to rely on science, that we need national guidelines, that we need national leadership. And what a contrast that is to the current president, who continues to diminish the work of scientists, who does not wear a mask on many occasions, doesn't believe in social distancing. And I also want to congratulate the Vice President, the President-elect.
What are you doing right now? Who are you teaming up with to perhaps introduce an amendment or push for including that in these stimulus talks?
Well, for a start, we are working really, really hard. A letter just went out with the signatures of 5 Democrats. Kirsten Gillibrand got to do what we did in the original CARES Act and say to every working class family in America, families, couples of 150,000 or less, individuals 75,000 or less, that we are going to provide a $1,200 direct payment plus $500 for the children. This is what working families in this country right now desperately need, and it will be
for direct stimulus payments. Are you going to work with Josh Hawley to maybe introduce a bipartisan amendment?
We're going to work with anybody and everybody that we can. And you're right, Peter Navarro has been clear on it, and he's right. The president has given, it's always hard to keep track of what the president says or does, but he has indicated support for a $1,200 payment. It's what the American people want.
With that being said, folks, that's all the news in today's video. Before you go, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. That way you will never miss all of the newest and most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check updates. Thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.